Hi kids, and hello to everybody. I'm so glad you could join us again today on the TNT True Adventure Trails. Now today Uncle Ernie still has that Twisty Creek storybook for you, which tells you all about the wonderful adventures that 24 boys and myself had when we first explored Twisty Creek, and about the wonderful tree house that we found there, and many other things, and all the fishing, swimming and stuff. And also I want to send you free my Twisty Creek or Super Duper bookmarks, which tell you how you can be happy all the rest of your life. I'll send you quite a parcel of these, and along with your book. Just send your name and address to Uncle Ernie, care of this station, or to Uncle Ernie, Charlotte, Michigan, and I'll send them to you free and postpaid, no strings attached. Now let's get along with today's story. Now today we want to show you not only some of the wonderful things that God has made in nature, but also some of the wonderful people that He's made to enjoy those things in nature. And here's going by is a train that's man-made, and some of the things that's on there is man-made too, made in factories, and that reminds me when I used to work in a factory and make things. Which also reminds me of all the multitude of families that were represented by those people who made all those things in their factories. And here's a family, some of ours, that's down to the railroad track to see the train go by. Not the one we just saw, but a passenger train. And there's our depot, and we're waiting for the passenger train to come in. They used to come in with smoke belching and so forth, and from the steam engines, but now they just slide in like a slithering snake. The Amtrak. Very pretty. They're prettier now than they used to be. Although I think that those that belched out the smoke like a horse's tail stringing along behind them, that's what I used to call it, was really more spectacular. But this time I got on the sun was on this side, and the depot's on the other side, so the people getting in and out is on the other side. But I just want to get a picture of the train. Now here's another mode of transportation, is the airplane, the jet planes. And now we're waiting for a jet plane to come in. And coming in on that plane is a girl who is coming from way up in the wilds of Canada. She'd been up there for a month, for a whole month, just a teenage girl up there for a whole month, camping in the wilds with a group of others. And she just came back from a 5-day canoe trip. 3 canoes, went 5 days through the wilderness, camped out at night, and we watched to see her come down. She'll be the one that'll come bouncing down with a lot of life still left in her. There she is right there. Just see her a little bit. She walked beside the other man there, so we didn't see her very much, but here she is. Her family greets her. There's 7 kids in that family, so she had a lot of friends and lots to greet her. And she's happy, and we're happy to see her. And they all wave, and now they look for their luggage, and she can't find her luggage. No, sir. Her luggage seems to be lost. Isn't that terrible? And she is really worried. Look at her. She's worried, and there's her daddy trying to help her, and they're talking to the officials, and they're trying to dig things out, and they're going to see what they can do to help her. And they did. They got her luggage, and there they go, back to the car. Back to the car. And she's happy to find her luggage and happy to be home with her family, and so she's doing a few cartwheels, trying to stand on her head. Yeah, they climbed mountains too. Boy, they did everything. And so to celebrate, Daddy takes us all into the ice cream parlor, and we have some ice cream. And here's her little sister just shoveling it in. Now there's an example of the wonderful, God has made so many wonderful things, and people is the most wonderful. People are the most wonderful creation that God has made. They are. That means you too, and me, and all of us. And we'll talk more about that later. But now we're going on another trip. Here, Katie, my wife, and I are taking a trip. We're going to take a little vacation. About once a year, we get a week off, and we take a vacation, and this time we've gone to Traverse City. And we're watching people on the beach. They lay around, loll around, and some of them get out there and swim and ride on those boats. Well, like I mentioned a minute before, people are the most wonderful thing that God has created, at least that we know about on this earth, at least. And the reason for that is that God made us to meant to be in His own image and His own likeness. Now what could be greater than that? What could be greater than that? Nothing could be. In this world, in this planet, or any other planet, I think. Now one of the fun things God's provided for us is water, and we devise some skis on it, and boats and so forth, and look at the fun that those people have. It's a lot of fun just to watch people have fun. Yes, it is. There's some out there, some sailboats out there sailing around in the wind, and somebody told me that all those boats and a lot more of them are going to have a race the next day. So I'm going to get out there the next day and get a picture of them taken out and on that race. Yes, sir, I am. We zoom out there, they're way out there. I zoom out there with a zoom lens and to get them, telephoto lens. Back in the camp, it's the state park, and here's some of the kids, the neighbors of ours, that are neighbor kids in the park that are trying to coax the chipmunks to come up and eat out of their hand. Now, to get chipmunks, at least in this park, to come and eat out of your hand, you've got to have peanuts. I suppose other nuts will do too, but peanuts, they can recognize a peanut, from 20 feet away, as compared to a piece of bread or a piece of popcorn or anything else. They just want peanuts. And if you offer them something else, they'll come so close, and then they'll just back off and go look to somebody else. But put a peanut out, or a handful of peanuts, and boy, they'll just come running without hesitation. Eat right out of your hand, or right up on your, like this boy is, a girl, I guess it is. Looks like, can't tell nowadays whether the boy's a girl, at least with the hair you can't. And right up on the leg, and they must be a little scratchy, but he gets clear up there on their knee and eats right out of their hand, right up in their lap. Back to camp, of course, there's birds just scrounging around too, and we throw feed to them, and they're nice to have. Now, the next morning, we are out to the beach early, and to watch these people take off with their sailboats. I don't know how many there were. There's going to be a race, a regatta, or whatever you call it. Now, how many boats they had, but there was a whole passel of them, big slew of them, and they were real pretty. And I never sailed. I never went sailing on a boat, but I like to watch them, and it would be fun to go. There's one. Look at those pretty ones. A lot of them are out there already. There's a lot of them just getting ready, getting their stuff ready to get ready to launch out there. Look at there, all the way down the beach. Isn't that spectacular? Look at those pretty sails. Aren't they nice? Must be a lot of fun. They tell me that they're really hard work when they're especially in a race. They're trying to get every bit of wind power they can out of the wind to run those things. It's really hard work to work all those rudders and booms and sails and whatever else they work to get. This man, he had to go back to the car after something. There's one way out in the lake. These fellows having a little problem, got to fix something up, and they get going. There's our friend, he comes back. He's found what he was looking for. I don't know what it is. There's a couple out there doing a little racing right with themselves, and one of them is going fast, a lot faster than the other, isn't he? Some more taking off. They wade right in the water, get their feet wet. It's a cool morning, and that water is the wind up, and it's water to sloshing. Of course, they got to have. They want a good wind for sailing, not a hurricane. Now let's scoot out across the lake with a zoom lens and see what's out there. After they get out there, and here they are. They're out there, and they're in their race now. Yes, they are. Out there is a turnaround. It just so happens right out from the shore where we were is a turnaround where they go one way and turn around, then go back, so that we get a picture of them going opposite directions. Two lines of boats going opposite directions. What do they call that? A pylon. Anyway, it's a place to turn around, a float out there, the marker. And that's their race course. These here look funny, like the way the sails is pointing, it probably tells you which way they're going.